Thundera, our home, a shining beacon in the universe. A world where honor ruled and our people thrived in peace under the watchful eye of our great king, Claudius. Young Lion-O, heir to the throne, looked up to his father with bright eyes. He knew one day the Sword of Omens would be his, but none of us were ready for the storm that was coming. Far beyond our skies, evil stirred. Mumm-Ra, the ever-living, and his army of mutants sought the power of the Eye of Thundera, and they wouldn't stop until they had it. Without warning, they struck. Our peaceful world turned to chaos. Our warriors fought valiantly, but we were overwhelmed. King Claudius fought with all his might, wielding the Sword of Omens, but even he could not stop the destruction of Thundera. In the end, Claudius entrusted the sword to Lion-O. "Protect the Eye of Thundera," he said. It was the last order from our king. There was no time. With heavy hearts, we left our home behind, hoping to find safety in the stars. But danger followed us. Mumm-Ra and his mutants were relentless. They would not let us escape. Our ships were attacked, torn apart one by one. We crash-landed on a strange world known as Third Earth. It wasn't Thundera, but it would have to be our new home. When Lion-O emerged, he had grown into a man. But though his body was strong, his heart and mind were still young. He was our leader now, whether he was ready or not. Third Earth, so different from our own. It was wild, unpredictable, and dangerous. We had no choice but to adapt. We built the cat's lair, our new home and fortress, a place of safety and strength, where we could regroup and plan our next steps. Lion-O struggled with the Sword of Omens. The power of the Eye was great, but he was still learning to control it. He needed time, and time was running out. While we prepared, Mumm-Ra awoke. His ancient power grew stronger, fed by the darkness of Third Earth. He had only one goal: the Eye of Thundera. The mutants had followed us to Third Earth, and they weren't far behind. Led by Slythe, they planned to destroy us once and for all. In the face of danger, we grew stronger as a team. Lion-O, Panthro, Tigra, Wheelacat, and I. We were more than warriors now. We were a family. Our first battle on Third Earth was brutal. The mutants were fierce, but we stood our ground. The Sword of Omens was our beacon, guiding us through the fight. We won, but it came at a cost. Every battle made us stronger, but it also showed us just how dangerous Third Earth was. Mumm-Ra was not done. He called upon the ancient spirits of evil, their dark power growing inside him. He was more dangerous than we could have ever imagined. But we were ready. United as ThunderCats, we vowed to protect the Eye of Thundera and defend Third Earth, no matter the cost. In the heart of the Black Pyramid, Mumm-Ra unleashed his full power. No longer bound to his frail form, he became Mumm-Ra the Ever-Living, a creature of pure evil. The Eye of Thundera called out to Lion-O, warning him. Mumm-Ra's dark power was on the rise, and we knew that soon he would come for us. Panthro and I saw it with our own eyes. Mumm-Ra's evil was spreading like a sickness, warping the land around his pyramid. It was only a matter of time before he struck. Tygus, a brave warrior from Third Earth, came to us with a warning. Mumm-Ra had ruled this planet for centuries, kept alive by his dark magic. He was not a threat to be taken lightly. Mumm-Ra struck first. His army of undead poured from the Black Pyramid, their eyes glowing with the same dark magic that fueled their master. The time for battle had come. We fought with everything we had. Lion-O wielded the Sword of Omens with newfound strength, and the rest of us followed his lead. Panthro, Tygus, Wilecat. We all had a role to play. But Mumm-Ra was more powerful than we expected. His magic was ancient and terrible, and for a moment, even Lion-O seemed to falter. In our darkest moment, the Eye of Thundera unleashed its power. It recognized the threat Mumm-Ra posed, and it fought back with a force none of us had ever seen. Defeated for now, Mumm-Ra retreated to his lair, but his parting words haunted us. "This is far from over, ThunderCats." We knew Mumm-Ra would return, stronger and more dangerous than before. But we were ready. We were ThunderCats, and as long as the Eye of Thundera was in our hands, we would fight. Lion-O, still young despite his new form, carried the weight of leadership heavily. He wondered if he was truly ready to lead us against the darkness ahead. Tigra, ever the voice of reason, challenged Lion-O's hesitation. "The Eye of Thundera chose you," he said. "But that means nothing if you don't believe in yourself." I trained with him every day. I knew what was at stake. If Lion-O didn't learn to control the sword's power, Mumm-Ra would win. And that wasn't an option. The sword showed him things. Visions of Thundera's fall, and Mumm-Ra's future reign. It was a glimpse of what would come if he failed. A new threat emerged, and Lion-O insisted on leading the charge. This was his test, his chance to prove, not to us, but to himself, that he was ready. We faced the beast of Third Earth, a creature of immense strength. Lion-O didn't hesitate. With the Sword of Omens in hand, he charged, fearless. But strength doesn't always come from one. Together, we fought as one, and the beast fell. It was a victory for Lion-O, and for all of us. After that battle, something changed in Lion-O. He stood taller. His words carried more weight. He was no longer the boy we left behind on Thundera. He was our leader. We knew the peace wouldn't last. Mumm-Ra was still out there, gathering strength. We trained harder, prepared for the coming war. And then, the Eye called to us again. Mumm-Ra was coming, but this time, we were ready. Mumm-Ra returned with more power than ever before. His army was vast, made of the dead, twisted by dark magic. The final battle was upon us. They came for us in the night, a sea of darkness. We stood our ground, knowing this would be the fight to decide the fate of Third Earth. Tigra was fearless. He held the line against an onslaught of enemies, giving us the time we needed. He fought like a true ThunderCat. I moved through the battlefield like lightning, striking down Mumm-Ra's generals before they could rally his forces. We were winning, or so we thought. Then Mumm-Ra himself appeared. His power was overwhelming, a force of pure evil. Nothing seemed to stop him. Lion-O faced him alone. The Sword of Omens burned with light, brighter than it ever had before. This was the final battle, the one that would decide it all. The Eye of Thundera and Mumm-Ra's magic collided, light against dark. The power shook the very ground beneath us. For a moment, it seemed the world would break. But in the end, light triumphed. Lion-O struck Mumm-Ra down, and the Dark Lord retreated to his Black Pyramid once again, defeated, but not destroyed. The battle was won, but the scars would remain. We had fought for the future of Third Earth, and for now, peace had been restored. But we knew as long as Mumm-Ra remained, our fight would never truly be over. We were ThunderCats, and this was our destiny: to protect, to fight, and to live as one.